Kennedy was shot. Why'd you use the passive voice there? Who shot?
What?
Who shot him?
Because it's in the past.
Because
Passive voice.
For some of us.
He was shot.
he was.
by a gun. Who shot him?
he was shot.
Was it Lee Harvey? No.
I'm
I'm asking. I'm seriously asking. Who do you think shot Kennedy?
Who do I think?
Yeah.
I do think that it was Lee Harvey Oswald among the people shooting at him.
I don't know. Ron Paul. We did a culture.
I don't even think he was in the book depository.
Ron Paul said CIA did it.
That's correct.
That's 6'4" museum.
That's what I understand.
Who didn't Rand say that too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And then RFK Jr. said it.
But there's
and that one's the real weight when like RFK Jr. is like. Actually, I don't know if Rand said.
wasn't
I'm
there
pretty sure Rand
wasn't there paperwork or something like that released recently that implicated that the CIA was involved at least? I'll Google that to see.
They came
So we
out
got a super chat.
daisies.
Joe is saying the swearing in has to be done by a judge. By a judge. So here we go. We got this. We'll read a little bit more from the story. They say, today, President Trump's legal team moved to stop the unlawful sentencing in the Manhattan DA's witch hunt. The Supreme Court's historic decision on immunity. The state constitution of New York and other established legal precedent mandate that this meritless hoax be immediately dismissed. Trump spokesperson Steve Chung told Fox, the American people elected Trump with an overwhelming mandate that demands an immediate end to the political weaponization of our justice system and all of the remaining witch hunts. We look forward to uniting our country in the new administration. You know, look. There's this clip on CNN where Scott Jennings gets told to zip it by that Bolden, whatever her name is. I don't know her name. And I'm just thinking, like, for one, like, who cares? Because nobody watches CNN. But on this show, she asks Scott specifically, like, how come so many people won't acknowledge how bad January 6th was? And then Scott plays this, like, I'm going to be nice to CNN and goes, well, you know, some people have acknowledged it. And I'm sitting here being like, yeah, the voters did when they voted for Trump. They acknowledged that they didn't care.
Yep.
So here's my advice to all of you. When anyone at any point, your cousin, your aunt, whatever, your friend says, how come Republicans don't denounce January 6th? When the Krasensteins tweet at you, say, we all acknowledge January 6th by electing Donald Trump. That's how little we care about this nonsense you're screaming about.
Yeah, when I was shopping around my book originally with publishers and agents, they're telling me Trump was old news and that he was pissed. This is 2 years ago.
They told you he was old news, and he was
old news.
It's over.
He's not going to make it through the primary. Yeah. I said, all right, I'll start my own publishing company. Thank you very much.
Wow, boy, that was dumb.
Yes, the publishing is even dumber than news, as I've learned.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're looking. Look, when it comes to books, it could be a book with just every page says buck, so long as the cover sells. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Michael Knowles had the book, right? It was Reasons to Vote Democrat. It was blank inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are no reasons.
Should have come up with that.
I think we got a mandate on election day on November 3rd. That's it. Nobody cares about January 6th.
No.
Here we are, and we're pretty much over it. But I'm curious if you guys think that there's going to be any other plays outside of this. There are fears about assassination attempts, things like that. Like, are they going to let Trump just become president and get his agenda through?
So I've been here a couple of times in the interim between January 6th and today, and I have said, I don't think they're going to let him run, and then he won the election. But they shot him in between. That thing did happen.
Horrible.
That thing did happen. And I'm looking at this, and this is kind of the death throes we're seeing from the media. They're not done. And I think that even if he's sworn in, they're not going to stop. We're going to see 4 more years of this. And I wonder, we saw the playbook last time. I am genuinely worried about what comes next.
So I honestly think that they're limited in what they will be able to get away with because of the fact that it was such a resounding victory for the right generally, right? You've got, and it's not just here in the U.S. Like the writing's on the wall for Trudeau. You've got right-wing parties all over Europe are gaining favor with their respective countries. I think that people are tired of the left's narrative, which is our democracy or our way of life is threatened by these people that have a different perspective on politics. And I think that the reason why I think that's the reason why you see all these right-leaning parties gaining favor is because people are tired of it. So I don't think that there's I think you're right in that people on the left still would love to be able to do something, but I think that they don't have as much ability because people are tired and they're not listening to the left as much anymore.
Right. Maybe
I don't know. The CNN thing was funny to me because they're still trying to play this game of both sides, and they had on Bakari Sellers, who just lied
Yep.
and said there's no U.S. troops. Trump's inheriting a government with no U.S. troops overseas in a combat zone. And then Scott Jennings mentions like there are. And then she stops him from getting into the details. We have 2,000 troops in Syria. How could you have a dude go on TV and just lie like that? Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.